Hi everybody, I hope you're well and dandy out there in Beatles world, YouTubers, people of the interweb and members of the VC. Um, this is the morning after the night before sort of thing. Yesterday there was supposed to have been a lot of riots going off in the UK. Now luckily nothing serious really happened. It did go, it's quite peaceful really. It was a bit scary though, to be honest. Um, so I thought today we'd look at some of the records out the four boxes of records that I bought when I bought the extended Play in the UK book off Richard Noller, and I also bought some of the singles that he used to research his other book, Made in the UK Beatles Singles book. So they're not in any particular order. I'll just show you them as I've picked them out. There was a lot of duplicates in this lot. We'll start off with. I just bought the ones that look the nicest, to be honest. This is Imagine, the UK version of Imagine on Apple, with the B-side Working Class Hero. Now, in the UK, it was a bit silly. We had to wait till 1975 for this to be released as a single. It was actually released as a single off Shaved Fish, where the rest of the world basically got it in 1971. Then we've got a 1982 reissue of Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You in a period parlophone sleeve. This is the sort of sleeve that it would have originally come out in, apparently. The easiest way to tell if it's a reissue or not is it will say A side on a reissue, and it doesn't, and it should say Made in Great Britain there as well. But apart from that, it's very faithful to the original. Of course, when this was re-released in 1982, it actually got higher in the charts than what it did in 1962, didn't it, in the UK? Although, of course, in America and some other countries, Love Me Do did actually get to number one, didn't it? Still something nice to have. Then we've got Please Please Me and Ask Me Why with a, I don't know what you call this font. There's certain different words for it, isn't there? Because some of them look a lot smaller than, the words look a lot smaller than that. That's not in bad condition, actually. Now, when I bought these four boxes of records, I think it came to, there was over 150 singles in it. And if you work it out, I've paid roughly between 25 and 30 pence each for these records. That's for the whole lot, not just what I'm showing you now. I'm probably showing you what a quarter of what there is. Then we've got For Me to You. See what I mean? That's small. That's smaller, isn't it? The writing on that is smaller than on that. That's bolder. And Thank You, Girl. Now there was multiple duplicates in this box, in these boxes. There's a hell of a lot of copies of She Loves You, quite a few copies of Please Please Me, loads of copies of I Want to Hold Your Hand. She Loves You. There's about 20 odd copies of this, and most of them are in quite nice condition, to be honest. Quite a few copies of Lady Madonna as well. So for what I've paid for them, just looking at these that I've pulled out, I am actually quite happy. Yes, they will all need cleaning, and I will try to get some period sleeves for them. See, this is I Want to Hold Your Hand. Now, to me, that doesn't look in too bad a condition. Yes, it does need a clean. I will stress I haven't cleaned any of these, and I haven't played any of them yet. I did do a hell of a lot of cleaning yesterday. I spent best part of 5 hours cleaning records yesterday, which were mainly the records I got off my next door neighbour Dennis, and there was more of them than I thought. I've got to get an adapter thing for my record cleaning machine to clean the singles. Can't Buy Me Love. Can't buy me love. Everybody tells me so. Now that looks terrible on there, but I can assure you it doesn't look as dirty as it is on there. I think it's just the light in this room. Yeah, so far what I've seen of these records, I am actually very happy with what I paid for them. I Feel Fine, and She's a Woman. I love this song. Um, I'll let you into a secret. When I first heard this record, I didn't actually realise it was by the Beatles. I thought this was from the late 60s, the first time I ever heard it, because of the guitar feedback. Then when I realised it was the Beatles, I thought, how did they know how to do guitar feedback at the beginning of that song in 1964? It was a pleasant accident, wasn't it, when John put his guitar somewhere near the amp and there's having a break. She's a Woman, also a fantastic song. Then we've got A Hard Day's Night. See what I mean? They're not in any particular order. In a Decca company sleeve. That's in nice condition. That is in really nice condition. And in the UK, we got Things We Said Today on the flip side. Again, even that song was ahead of its time in a lot of ways, wasn't it? I think the majority of the Beatles singles were ahead of the time, really, weren't they? When you think about what people were doing, you know, like the Rolling Stones were still doing covers, and I mean the Beatles still did covers to a certain extent. You know, I've just dropped something on my laptop. Um, you know, yeah. Then we've got another Please Please Me, an epic sleeve. I will try and get some more period like sleeves for these when I've cleaned them. You can get reproduction Parlophone sleeves off eBay, and reproduction Apple sleeves, and reproduction Decca sleeves, and reproduction Epic sleeves. And they're not that much. I think they're usually about £15 for 20. These are quite interesting. These are American pressings. So we've got Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane. Now that one is actually in really nice condition. Then we've got Yesterday and Act Naturally, which isn't in as nice a condition as Strawberry Fields Forever. And then we've got Can't Buy Me Love and You Can't Do That. Again, that isn't actually in too bad a condition. They do all need a clean. Don't get me wrong. They do all need a clean. But for what I've paid for them, I can't really moan, to be honest. Then we've got Mary Had a Little Lamb by Wings with Little Woman Love on the B side. And for some reason, this is in a Russian sleeve. It's a UK pressing. That's not too bad a condition, to be honest. I mean, would you have paid 25, 30 pence for each of these? I'd say most of you would have. And just because I'm only showing you a few of them doesn't mean the rest of them were rubbish, by the way. It's just, you know, I just picked a few out that I thought might be of interest, that's all. We've got a solid centre copy of a UK pressing of Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane. Again, it's not too bad. These are supposed to be quite rare with the solid centres. A solid centre means it's a solid centre, obviously. And then you could get it with a push-out centre, like this one. So if you wanted to, you could technically push that centre out. I'm not going to. We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. Now, for saying there was multiple copies of certain singles, like there's about, I think must be getting on for 20 copies of She Loves You, probably 10 copies of I Want to Hold Your Hand, quite a few copies of From Me to You and Please Please Me as well, and quite a few copies of Lady Madonna. But there's not actually a lot from 1965, believe it or not. Then we've got the American copy of Imagine. You had a different B-side on this, didn't you? You had It's So Hard. I know this is a reissue. It's still nice though. I don't know if that is the original sleeve. I think it is. It looks pretty period, doesn't it? I think that's from the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. We've got don't need that one. Then we've got Back in the USSR and Twist and Shout. Now, this was actually released in the UK to promote, not the White Album, but to promote the Rock and Roll album. The Beatles rock and roll music, wasn't it? That's quite nice and good condition. Then we've got another sort of like curio. This is the Beatles Yesterday. We had to wait till 1976 to get this released in the UK as a single, where the majority of the rest of the world had it as a single as of 1965, didn't you? And this has got I Should Have Known Better on the B-side. I should have known better with a girl like you, which I actually think is quite a nice pairing of songs. And then we've got another solid centre, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, in a Decca sleeve. Then we've got, what's this one? George Harrison, My Sweet Lord, UK copy, with What Is Life on the B-side. Again, in America, you had a different B-side, didn't you? Didn't you have Isn't It a Pity or something like that on the B-side of yours? Because you had What Is Life as a single as well, didn't you? Nice song. I know it caused George a lot of heartache and court and appearances and stuff, but I've always liked My Sweet Lord. Then we've got Get Back with Don't Let Me Down. Now, to me, that looks like it's had a label stuck there. Look, if you look closely, and that is roughly the size of a promo. So, like say, manufacturer's copy or promotional copy. So that might have been a promotional copy. I'll never know if it was or not, will I? But it looks the same sort of size. Then we've got Hello Goodbye with the classic I Am the Walrus on the flip. I mean, most of these, you know, if I clean them and things like that, and I wanted to sell them, you'd probably get £3, £4, maybe £5 each one, maybe even a little bit more. Now, this one always gets me. The Ballad of John and Yoko. Until last year, this was the Beatles' final UK #1. Of course, it was only John and Paul playing on the Ballad of John and Yoko, where all 4 Beatles played on the B-side, didn't they? Old Brown Shoe. Now that looks like it's got a scratch there, but it's not. It's something off the light. I'm sure it's something off the light. Could be scratched, but it's not feelable. Yeah, so that's a nice one to have. And original UK copies don't actually come around that often. Not that they're in anywhere in in nice condition anyway. What's this one then? Get Back. Original UK pressing with the sold in the UK text in the middle, just there, look. Later copies didn't have it. Get Back and Don't Let Me Down. I always think that's a brilliant pairing of songs. There's another solid centre Penny Lane at Strawberry Fields there. This is quite a hard one to get in the UK as well. For saying, it's sold in its bucket loads, which is something, and then come together. Again, solid centre. This time it hasn't got the sold in the UK text, but I think it is still a first pressing by the looks of it. Something in the way she moves. Then we've got a reissue from 1976 of Paperback Writer and Rain. And to be honest, that doesn't actually look like it's ever been played. That is in really, really nice condition. I don't think the lighting in this room is doing these records justice at the minute. But then again, it is actually quite dark because it's raining. What's this one? Ballad of John and Yoko again. That did have a push-out sentence. Somebody's put on here 1969, #1 in June of 1969. Then we've got Let It Be with You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. I think this is a slightly late copy because the apple is slightly lighter on this. The green apple is slightly lighter. Let it be, let it be. See, we never got the long unwinding mode. Strange, isn't it, when you think what came out in countries and didn't come out in other countries. There's another copy of Yesterday, and I Should Have Known Better. That's actually not, that doesn't look like it's ever been played. That's a picture on the back of it from 1976 again. What's this one? That's another copy of Something and Come Together, which is better than the one I've just shown you, but unfortunately somebody's wrote the name on it. That's a solid centre, see what I mean? That's a dark apple. Might not look darker on there, but it is. It's dark apple, and you can, and the record is slightly heavier or thicker. Then we've got an original copy of Lady Madonna. Again, this is in nice condition, and the B-side is the George Harrison composition, The Inner Light. Without going out of my door, I can know the ways of heaven. Always thought that's a lovely song. Very, very overlooked though, isn't it? The Inner Light, I think. Then there's this one, which I don't know why this is in here, because it's not the Beatles. It's a Lennon and McCartney song. It's Peter and Gordon, A World Without Love, which I think it might have got to #1 in the American charts. I can't remember. No, I know it was very, very popular. And the B-side of this is If I Were You. In a world without love, dee dee dee, don't lead me away. Do 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 do. I can't remember the words. Then we've got You're 16, Ringo Starr. That's got a bit of a mark there, but that will come off. Love this label. I think that label's brilliant. Quite a few Ringo Starr ones in here. Not that many solo ones though. Then there's a American copy of Billy Preston, That's the Way God Planned It. That's actually in nice condition. That doesn't look like that's ever been played. And on the B side of that is What About You? Recorded in England. It's a nice condition, that, isn't it? And I'm sure when I bought a copy of this a few years ago, the American copy was about £9. And I don't think it was actually in as nice as condition as that. Yeah, let it come together, put it in there. And we've got, there's only a couple more left, folks. Photograph. Every time I see your face, it reminds me of the places we used to go. Lovely song. Of course, that was co-written with George, wasn't it? Who played acoustic guitar and backing vocals. Did backing vocals. And the B-side of that is Down and Out, which is quite a strange song. The B-side to You're 16 was a song called Devil Woman. And it's not the song Cliff Richard did. It is actually a really, really good rocker from Ringo. Then we've got Letting Go by Wings. And I don't think I've actually got this on single. And the flip side to that is You Gave Me the Answer. You gave me the answer. But what was the question? So that's a nice one. So there is actually things in here that I haven't actually got, which is always a bonus when you're buying job lots. Ringo Start again. Only You. Only You. And the B-side of that is Call Me. Now, I've got a record somewhere where John sings this. I feel like Ringo to learn the words. And no disrespect to Ringo, Ringo does a fantastic version of it, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as John's version. Why John didn't release it as a single himself, I don't know. Then we've got Paul and Linda McCartney, Another Day. On a very dark Apple label there, look, in the UK, with Oh Woman, Oh Why on the B-side. I'm actually recording this on a Thursday afternoon. You will probably be seeing this either on Saturday or Sunday because I'll be at work. Then we've got Mind Games. Keep on playing those mind games forever. With Meat City on the B-side. That's not too bad a condition. The sleeves had it though. Although it is an original Apple sleeve. It's nice. Then we've got another copy of Photograph. Now the reason I got this out is because this is from France. Patty Marconi, EMI. Although it's still got the British catalogue number, which is a bit strange. They just say made in France, just there. Not going to see it, just say made in France, but it's still got the same catalogue number as the British copy. That's in nice condition as well. Got another copy of My Sweet Lord. My Sweet Lord. Solid centre. That's actually in nice condition. Yeah. And then the final one that I got out is Paul McCartney and Wings, and it is My Love. I don't think I've got this on single. Or if I have, it's not in a very good condition. That's in really, really nice condition. And it is an original copy because it does say an Apple record and EMI recording. Later copies just say MPL, don't they? And then the mess B-side. So what do you think, folks? Do you think these are all right? You know, I could have showed you every single one of these records, but I think you would have got bored. I mean, you probably got bored just watching these. But for what I paid for them, I'm quite happy, to be honest. I really am quite happy with what I paid for them. Thank you to everybody that is subscribing, leaving me likes and leaving me comments. You know, it is very much appreciated. Because of my work pattern, sometimes I cannot answer everybody's comments, but I will acknowledge it. I do read them all, and I will give you a thumbs up and a heart, just so you know that I have actually read it. My work patterns look like they're going to be changing again at work, which I'm not looking forward to. We are going to have to be doing more weekend work and longer shifts, or shifts that finish later than what they do at the minute. Still going to be 12-hour days, and I think the ones I'm going on, I think you only get one Saturday out of 4 and one Sunday. No, you get one Saturday out of 4 off, but you get 3 Sundays out of 4 off, so it's not too bad that way. I can't moan. I do actually quite enjoy my job. I know sometimes it seems that I don't. When I'm out and I'm doing it, I do quite enjoy it. You know, I'm lucky to have a job in this day and age. you know, and if you like talking to people, being a bus driver is actually quite a good job. And when you're on a regular route, you do like sort of connect with people, so you can have a laugh and a joke with certain people. There's some people where, you know, when they get on in the morning, you say good morning, how are you, and they don't even acknowledge you. You know, but on the whole, it's not a bad job. It's not the best paid job in the world. If you don't know, I do drive a bus. I've just said that, haven't I? Yeah, and I've been doing it for a long time now. I've been doing it for 15 years. But the daft thing is, when I originally went to be a bus driver, I was only going to do it for 6 months maximum. 15 years later, I'm still doing it, and I've got to the age now where I don't think I'd really know what else to do. You know, there's not that much factory work around where I live now anyway, but I wouldn't particularly want to go back and work in a factory. So although the long hours, it does suit me at the minute. My job does suit me, and hopefully, touch wood and things like that, it'll probably last me now till I retire. I have still got a long time to go before I retire, by the way. I've got another, I think it's 9 years before I can retire. Although this new Labour government might do me a favour and they might drop the retirement age to 60. But I don't think they're going to, are they? Just have a cheers, everybody, by the way. This is lager shandy, which is basically lager with lemonade in it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been a bit of entertainment for you. And I hope I brought a smile to your face on a very depressing UK at the minute, although today hasn't been that bad. But yeah, you know, hopefully, touch wood, you know, all these protests and things like that are going to stop now. I do understand why they've been going on, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm not very political anyway. Yeah, and so once again, thank you everybody. Because I've sort of like done this to pre-record, I haven't done any Beatles Dave's twist and shout outs, but I will do one, and it is a twist and a shout out to everybody that is supporting my channel. Now, that's whether you're subscribed, leave me comments or leave me likes. Just leave me thumbs up. If you watch a video and you've liked it and you leave a thumbs up but you don't want to subscribe, that still helps promote the channel, apparently. Which I didn't know till a few weeks ago. Shows that I've only been doing it 2.5 years, and to folks, I'm still finding things out. I'm quite happy with the records that I've got. I'm happy with what I paid for them. I don't think there's anything in that lot that I'm going to chuck away or anything like that. I'm going to clean them all, but because I've showed you the majority of them now, or the ones that are the most interest, they will just be cleaned, put into new sleeves, and then they will just be part of the record collection now. Did I really need them? Probably not, in all honesty. There's a few records in there that I didn't have, or there's a few records in there that are better copies than the ones I have got, so it wasn't a waste of money, anything like that. Plus it's content for a video, isn't it? Yeah, so yeah, you know, if you want a copy of She Loves You or I Once Told Your Hand, I think I've got a few of them that I can get rid of. Nobody's going to want them, are they? You know what I mean? But I'm quite happy to just keep them anyway, because you can't have too many records, can you, folks? You can't ever have too many Beatles records. You know, as a Beatles fan, are we ever happy with just having one copy? So it's a one copy of the White Album. In my case, no. I'm happy to have one copy of the Black and Gold Please Please Me LP. But you know, it's one of those things. And I'm not a completist. I'm not an audiophile either. So if some of them have got marks on it, it doesn't really matter. If you can hear any stupid noises, by the way, it's not me. It's this chair. I think I've got to put a bit of WD-40 or some oil on it. Yeah, so I'm waffling on again now. So it's time to say cheerio to you all. I hope you all going to be safe. And remember, Beatle Dave loves you. You are the beat in Beatle Dave. Without you, this channel wouldn't be half as fantastic as it is. You know, you are all absolutely wonderful. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving me likes. Thank you for leaving me comments. A splendid time is guaranteed for you all. So I hope you have had a splendid time. and I hope you've liked looking at the video, this video, and looking at the records, because I wasn't going to do it, and then people says, yeah, but we like looking at, looking at records that people have got and things like that. And I thought, well, I'll kill two birds with one stone. I'll just pull a few out and see what they're like. So, I hope everybody that likes looking at singles has enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing it, so that's the main thing. As long as I've enjoyed it and people out there enjoy it and leave me likes and want to leave me comments, please do. If you know any information on any of those records or anything I've got wrong, if you want to leave me a comment, please do. This chair is getting on my nerves now. Look, look at that cracking. That ain't me. It's not my knees going or anything like that or my bones creaking. It is this chair. Perhaps I need to buy a new chair. I mean, I've had this about 3 years. Anyway, love and peace to you all. Whatever you're doing, please, please, please stay safe. Remember, treat people how you'd like to be treated yourself. All you need is love and give peace a chance. Until the next time, love to you all. I know you've heard it all before. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.